that channel. And if you're just coming in, go ahead and hit the like button, man, as we get to this next, you know, a story. Definitely, man.
I can't wait to talk about this one, man, because it was about this time last year. We were both reporting that C murder. Corey Miller, let me put it correctly, Louisiana rapper, the brother of Master P, of course, was in jail for a 2002 killing of a young man by the name of Steve Thomas at a nightclub. This has been going on for years. There's been a lot of high profile stories going on about the situation. He's unjustly sitting in prison. We remember the hunger strike he put himself on while in prison. His brother's been really outspoken against the situation, his nephew and things like that. Kenneth Jordan and Darnell Jordan, two of the people that were key eyewitnesses in the case, recant their statements last year. Giving witness and giving reason as to why. I can read a little bit on that real quick.
Yes, sir.
Kenneth Jordan told an interviewer that he was lying, and he told police he saw Miller stand over Steve Thomas during a brawl at the Platinum Club in Harvey in 2002, and they fired a single shot into the 16-year-old boy's heart. Jordan added that the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office threatened to charge him with the death of his infant son if he didn't identify Miller as the shooter. His wife was later convicted in the infant's death. Jordan said he, in fact, saw a man with dark complexion and wearing a hoodie fire the shot that killed Thomas. Darnell was a security guard who also identified Miller, said on TV show he didn't also think Miller committed the crime. He didn't see a gun in Miller's waistband during the fight that preceded the shooting. But now he sits in jail without a retrial because the judge counted Kenneth Jordan and Darnell Jordan as not credible witnesses and recanted their statements.
And that, you know, definitely came down, you know, earlier today. They won't be giving him the retrial. Who they've been, like you mentioned, Master P has been going hard, super hard for his brother. You know, I think he even put a video out, you know, a few months ago where he was really just, you know, trying to, you know, get him out. Once again, the hunger strike. This right here is just once again showing one of the glaring, you know, disparities, you know, in the criminal justice system, how you can have witnesses that come forth and everything's pretty much seeming and pointing to this man being innocent, and them not even giving him an opportunity just to be heard. Not saying that he's going to even win, but just, you know, the retrial for him to just, you know, his case be heard, you know, and it seems like it was a lot of corruption with the police and everything down there. And, you know, this is what has to be, you know, highlighted and continue for us to fight against and speak up against injustices like this. And this would be, oh, you crying? Nah, this is real. Like a dude sitting in jail who's most likely innocent for his whole life, and they won't even give him an opportunity to put his facts on the table once again. It's pretty crazy to me, man.
Let's keep it 100. The only thing that Corey Miller is guilty of is having the name C Murder and being popular down there. I know we got a lot of people from down Louisiana in the chat room. We got a lot of Louisiana people that support this podcast. We salute you. Jefferson Parish Police Department, Sheriff Department, speak on them in the chat room. Because anytime we put up a story involving them and involving anybody as far as entertainment, all we hear is them motherfuckers is racist as hell down there.
Oh, yeah.
And when you got somebody as high profile as C Murder, Corey Miller, down there, who's the biggest person you want to pin this crime on? The one with the biggest name?
Yeah.
And that's all that they did. And when you got two people saying that cops came up to them, threatening them, and now you got a judge basically saying, nah, they don't matter. If y'all don't think it's a conspiracy going on to keep this man in jail, he's innocent. There's no way he's not innocent. The only thing that man is guilty of is having a name back in 2002 when he was a kid, and now they're trying to deem him what he called himself back then. That's the only thing he's guilty of is a name.
Yeah, and it's rough because when you're in an area like that, you know, what he probably, the people that he got that was able to actually judge him, their perception with the name like that is like, damn, you're guilty. You know, right off the bat, you know what I mean? So it didn't help at all that he had that name. And not to say that they was probably doing a thing, whatever, in the street, but this particular murder, it doesn't look like he committed. And once again, when you talk about people putting stuff in the, I see him saying Jay-Z didn't do nothing. When you look at what they're trying to do, Meek Mill, Jay-Z, Michael Rubin, they're talking about, you know, stuff like this, where you can have, you know, a guy who may be innocent, he has to sit, but you can have another guy, you know, who may have actually killed somebody, be a Caucasian, be a white man, you know, and get little to no time. This is the type of things that, you know, we're talking about, especially, you know, with those type of what they got going on in the South down there. You know what I mean? It's pretty crazy.
It makes no sense. Going
on. And sorry to interrupt you because it's coming to my head as we speak. The conditions in the prison. This is one of the reasons why, you know, they did the hunger strike, because, you know, the slave-like conditions that they were subjected to, the prisoners. You know what I mean? Not eating, you know, the living conditions. They talked about it being super hot, super cold, you know, at certain times. Like, even an animal, like they got the SPCA for animals that they don't want them in these type of conditions, but they subject humans to this. So, you know what I mean? We have big problems in this country that definitely need to be addressed and not swept under the rug. But sorry to interrupt, brother.
No problem, bro. I was listening to Bootsy, obviously another Louisiana rapper. He's going through his drama out in Mississippi. Remember the security guard that maced him when all the fans were out there, that wild situation. And he's on his IG saying, don't go to Mississippi. Don't go. If you get stopped by, if you're a black man or a black woman in Mississippi and you get stopped by the police, he said, run to your nearest hotel room, run to your nearest hotel, run to your nearest store. Don't pull over. They will, you know what you. And it's like, damn. The fact that you hear that. Now, we up in Jersey, we far away from that situation, but we obviously got family in the South, not that deep in the South, but situation where we hear stories, you know what I mean? And just to know that shit's going on down there in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, still slave-like conditions like you were alluding to as far as prison, and it's still Jim Crow shit going on in the streets. And it's like, whoa, we got to clear that up. And when you see someone that's high profile, and I see a lot of people in the chat room saying, well, he didn't help himself by putting murder. Yeah, you're right. You very well maybe so. But does that dignify him being in jail for life on a murder he didn't commit? Yeah, he might have put in work, might have deserved some kind of karma. Who knows what he did? But did he commit the murder that he's sitting in jail for right now?
See, we talked about, just to kind of go a little bit off, the curriculums in the school. A lot of people don't know, when we talk about your son learning about the Holocaust, and whatnot, that they actually had. I got this book called Sundown Towns, where there's towns, that were here, in the U.S. and even some, I think, even here, you know what I mean, in New Jersey, where you couldn't, if you were, a colored man or a black man, you couldn't be caught there at night. You know what I mean? You could actually be killed. So the reason I'm saying that is because we have to really look at the history of this country and where we actually, the type of, circumstances that we actually, had to deal with, what, not us per se, but definitely our ancestors, our grandfather, his people, like that. So let's be real about that. And a lot of that, has been passed down through generation, that mindset and that thinking, so when you got people, that are on these jurors and these judges, they have that exact same mindset. So that, the same thing in the courtroom. So we don't get a fair shake in there at all. Definitely. And this is one of the situations where you can see that it's not fair.
Do you see him ultimately spending the rest of his life in jail because he's on a life sentence, or he doesn't have it?
Yeah.
You see him doing it?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, definitely.
I do too, unfortunately.
It's sad.
When you see, and especially, and this what kind of rings the bell, it doesn't matter how much money you even got. If they want you in there, they'll put you in there. Bill Cosby has a lot of money, and money couldn't buy him out of any situation. And I'm not saying he is justified if you agree with what he's been convicted for or not. The fact that we all know in situations, especially involving high profile cases, money gets you out of a lot of situations. Bill Cosby has a lot of money and didn't give a fuck. He didn't get him out of there. He would spend the rest of his life 9 times out of 10 in prison. Corey Miller, we all know Master P is a mogul, has plenty of money, gets the best legal teams and things like that. They don't even want to hear it.
Yeah.
They don't even want to hear his lawyer. And if you got 2 people that came out last year and said, we know for a fact this man didn't do it, here's why we said what we said, and you say, no, it doesn't matter. What else does he have?
Right.
He probably will sit the rest of his life in jail, and it's terrible.
And let's not, keep it. I'm still looking in the chat room. Let's not keep it, all over America, even in the North. You know what I mean? Dealing with the law enforcement and different court systems is pretty much the same. That's the point I'm trying to make. We talk about the South, but you got guys up here.
That's the damn truth. Right here.
Yeah.
100%. In Jersey, Philly, Delaware, New York. It don't matter. It's going on everywhere. Maybe a little more profiled and worse down there in the South, but nonetheless, it goes on everywhere. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. So, definitely a sad situation. So if you're just coming in, to this one, murder of a girl named Corey Miller, who's the brother of Master P, was denied, a retrial, in that murder case. So we're just reporting that. We're talking about that. I see a few people coming in here on a tail. And also, we spoke about Kanye West, going after Rockefeller for an undisclosed amount, Def Jam and EMI. You know what I mean? So, these are going to be developing stories, obviously, especially the Jay-Z Kanye West one, as the days move forward.
Indeed. Oh God, if you don't mind, I was going to get the phone lines open for the people.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So that we can kind of get some conversation. If you guys wanted to call in for us real quick and get your perspective on this situation or whatever else you guys wanted to talk about, the Corey Miller The area code is 609, if I'm not mistaken, right, brother?
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. So what I'm doing is I'm about to drop the number in the chat room right now.
Okay.
Via viral.